Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kevin Costner's 7-season Yellowstone plan shows how much went wrong. Kevin Costner has revealed his initial 7-season plans for Yellowstone, indicating just how poorly things have gone. Since season 1, Kevin Costner has led the Yellowstone cast, bringing prestige to the Western show's ensemble. After decades in the industry, Costner has redefined his career and reached a new level of success by playing John Dutton. Yellowstone Season 5, Part 1, was released in late 2022, and the show has been without new episodes since, primarily due to behind-the-scenes drama and controversies. Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, is confirmed, with its release date planned for late 2024, but Kevin Costner won't be returning to the cast. Showrunner Taylor Sheridan reportedly has a strategy to complete the series without him that he's happy about, but Costner's role is an enormous part of the show's popularity. Regardless of the final season's success, Costner's presence will be missed in the upcoming episodes. With spin-offs underway and more to come, the future is bright for the Yellowstone franchise, but the original series may struggle to cross the finish line. In an interview with E.T., Kevin Costner spoke about his exit from Yellowstone, providing insight into the drama. It was initially believed that Costner's departure was due to him clearing his schedule to work on his upcoming Western film Horizon, an American saga, but it seems like he still had an interest in returning. On the matter, he states, "I thought I was going to make 7 seasons, but right now we're at 5. He also expressed some interest in returning but explained that he was unsure about his involvement in the future. The plan for 7 seasons of Yellowstone hadn't been discussed publicly before, but it certainly seemed possible for the series. Across all seasons, Yellowstone had an enormous audience, so the Paramount Network would have likely hoped to continue making more seasons for as long as possible. Even now, if Kevin Costner were able to return for Season 5, Part 2, it could be prolonged for that duration, but without his star power to lead, the best possible course is to bring the show to a swift end and refocus the franchise around one of the spin-offs. Yellowstone had several behind-the-scenes problems, with Kevin Costner's departure being the most notable. At one point, in an interview with People, Costner even suggested he may need to go to engage in a lawsuit over it. "I've been told it's a little disappointing that it's the #1 show on TV. I'm not participating," said Costner, adding, "I will probably go to court over it." His departure was messy on its own, but a lawsuit is even more excessive. Unfortunately, it's just the tip of the iceberg for the show's issues. Not only has Kevin Costner hinted at a lawsuit, but Rip Wheeler star Cole Hauser and showrunner Taylor Sheridan had a brief legal issue over their company logos. That lawsuit has since been dismissed. Another report stated that Yellowstone stars were experiencing a pay dispute with Paramount, as they'd signed contracts for 6 seasons, but the show planned to end after 5. Between all these issues, there's no surprise the series is coming to an abrupt ending. It's a disappointing conclusion for one of the defining pieces of modern Western media. Kevin Costner's return appears more likely than before, given his recent statement, but overall, it's probably still not going to happen. Earlier in 2024, the chances of Costner's return seemed near impossible, as his previous statements about going to court were far more dramatic and antagonistic. Not to mention, Kevin Costner has 2 high-budget films releasing over the summer, which he's invested a lot in personally and will want to see through. The chances of his return have increased, but the show's script already seems oriented toward his absence. Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 is set to start filming in late spring 2024, meaning the clock is ticking for Costner's return. Arriving to film 1 episode, including a possible death scene, could be the cleanest way for the series to progress, allowing the Dutton children to take precedence in the final episode as they try to hold the ranch together, similarly to Succession. Unfortunately, there's no indication that this could actually happen, and the Yellowstone shooting schedule may conflict too much with Costner's Horizon Press, which will be his main focus. Kevin Costner's vision for Yellowstone was as ambitious as the Dutton family's grip on their ranch. The show was originally intended as a sweeping 7-season epic, a modern-day Western saga that explored the complicated dynamics of power, loyalty, and legacy. At its core, Yellowstone wasn't just a television series, it was a cinematic tapestry of America's rugged, untamed heart, woven with threads of Shakespearean drama. Costner, an actor synonymous with iconic westerns, saw it as his magnum opus. But somewhere along the trail, the wheels fell off the wagon. The Vision, a 7-season Western odyssey. When Costner first signed on to portray John Dutton, the patriarch of the Dutton family, he envisioned a character who was equal parts King Lear and Clint Eastwood. Taylor Sheridan, the show's creator, shared Costner's enthusiasm for a long, slow burn, a story that would peel back the layers of the Dutton dynasty with each passing season. The plan was clear: 7 seasons to chronicle John Dutton's rise, reign, and eventual fall. The sprawling narrative would examine the toll of his ambition on his family, his land, and his soul. Each season would focus on a thematic cornerstone: power, betrayal, sacrifice, revenge, culminating in an epic conclusion that would leave audiences breathless. The early seasons, lightning in a bottle. For a while, the plan worked beautifully. Yellowstone premiered in 2018 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Costner's portrayal of John Dutton as a grizzled, morally complex rancher resonated with viewers. The stunning Montana landscapes, combined with high-stakes drama and sharp dialogue, captured the imagination of millions. The first few seasons unfolded like chapters in a great American novel. The Duttons faced threats from developers, rival ranchers, and their own internal strife. Beth Dutton's cutting wit and Rip Wheeler's stoic loyalty became fan favorites, while Jamie Dutton's descent into darkness added layers of intrigue. Costner's performance anchored the show, his gravelly voice and weary gaze embodying a man fighting to preserve his legacy at all costs. Behind the scenes, Costner was deeply involved, collaborating with Sheridan on the character's arc and the show's broader themes. The turning point: cracks in the foundation. As Yellowstone gained momentum, the pressure to deliver grew. The show's success spawned a franchise, with spin-offs like 1883 and 1923 expanding the Dutton universe. While these spin-offs enriched the lore, they also stretched Sheridan thin. Writing multiple series simultaneously left less time for the careful crafting of Yellowstone's central narrative. Costner, too, began to feel the strain. His commitment to the show clashed with his ambitions as a filmmaker. He had long dreamed of directing and starring in a Western epic. Horizon, a passion project that demanded significant time and resources. Balancing Yellowstone and Horizon proved increasingly difficult, leading to tension between Costner and the production team. By the 5th season, rumors of discord were impossible to ignore. Costner's reduced availability forced rewrites, and Sheridan's frustration with the constraints became evident. The tightly woven storytelling that had defined the early seasons started to unravel. The fallout: a dream derailed. Season 5 marked a turning point in Yellowstone's trajectory. What was supposed to be a climactic chapter felt disjointed and rushed. Characters' motivations became murky, and plot lines meandered without resolution. Fans noticed, and criticism mounted. Behind the scenes, the situation reached a breaking point. Costner's scheduling conflicts and creative disagreements with Sheridan created an impasse. While Costner envisioned a more definitive arc for John Dutton, Sheridan wanted to keep the character's fate open-ended, leaving room for potential spin-offs. The result was an abrupt and unsatisfying conclusion to John Dutton's story. Costner's departure from the series was announced amidst a flurry of headlines, and the planned 7th season was scrapped in favor of a truncated final.